Hello and welcome to another edition of Droppin Bombs with me, your host, Corey Ballmeister, as always brought to you by the lovely folks over at StarCityGames.com. All right, so we are on our Yorion train now that Standard is healthy and fun again. I have been messing around with a ton of different Yorion shells. I started with the Azorius Blink deck that's been gaining a ton of popularity since I started playing it. And then this is basically the evolution of it. And I really do think this is just a better deck. I played 3 really exciting matches. Fast forward to any of those below, as well as the deck tech at the end. But I do give spoilers at the deck tech, so don't check that out until you watch the games. All right, everybody, without any further ado, welcome to round 1. All right, and welcome to round number 1 here with Esper Doom. We are on the draw up against another Yorion deck. And if we had a second land, this hand would be perfectly reasonable, not even super overpowered in Yorion mirrors. But without a second land, we cannot keep it here. Okay, this hand's great. Prophecy on 2 is like exactly what you want. So I'm going to keep, and I think we're just going to get rid of one of these Elspeth's Nightmares. They can be slightly awkward. They do have targets if it's like Azorius Yorion, but not always great ones. But this card sometimes is just unbelievably good. So it's really impressed me. All right, I think I'm all about value for this game. That sounds good. I'll go Prophecy into Prophecy. Golden Egg. Okay. Prophecy. Do some scrying. Okay. That may be a little bit too much, but maybe not. With Doom Foretold, I think this is fine. This card can be somewhat of a trap, but I think we're going to keep it. It's close, though. Next turn, we get to name. The nice thing with Prophecy is you get to naturally curve right into Doom Foretold and then sacrifice it before the last saga goes down, so it's extremely helpful. Just an empty glass casket. Okay. So we're going to hit Doom Foretold, and we're going to play another Prophecy. So I think I'm still okay with this. I'd rather have a Plains here. I do not want another blue-black land, so we'll just put this into play, tap, and say go. Now, next turn, very scripted. Doom Foretold is for sure going to be the play. So not only do we get to draw 2 cards, but it's also just really effective. You have to time out these sagas quite well to be able to actually sacrifice them. Oh, man. Okay. A Doom Mirror. All right. So we definitely want to get rid of this one. This is going to be interesting. All right, so let's get blue, Doom Foretold. Draw a couple of cards. Even if we're going to have to sacrifice it, still worth it. Still worth it here. Okay. Yeah, we will have to sack our Doom Foretold right away. But this was already going away, so not a big deal there. All right. A good old mirror match, round 1. Yorion has been absolutely taking over Standard over this past weekend, so I'm not too surprised to see it succeeding this well. Mine is the last one. That's too bad. I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay. Do have to discard, though. Elspeth's Nightmare against the Doom version is not very good. Oh! Wait, what? I'm so confused. How did I have to discard? I am very confused by how that actually worked out. Okay, so now they're gonna sack stuff during their turn. Let's go like this. More stuff, huh? I think I can keep this, not the other one. And we'll just play that. Yeah, we're just gonna go like that. Bottom this, and just play another Omen. We'll restock with this Treacherous Blessing a little bit later. Okay. Yeah, that's a weird interaction there with who's the active player, who's the passive player. Okay. I think we just want to discard this land. Well, let's actually cast this first, because we might get something we want to actually discard here. Nope, those are good cards, but we also need the white source, so I think we got to discard Shark, as rough as it seems. All right, yeah, we'll keep both of these, and we'll get rid of Shark. It's pretty good. Also pretty good. Yeah. Let's get some Doom going. And the beatdowns. These Yorion mirror matches are battles, I must say. Especially when it's a Doom Foretold mirror. It's that's always interesting. So they don't know about my ECD, so that's probably going to be a little rough for them. All right. So we'll get the planes. A Doom Foretold is gone. Okay. The beatdowns. Didn't really want that glass casket, that's for sure. I really would have liked to land there, so hopefully we drew another land and would have Yorion. But yeah, anybody who has the ECD stick around usually takes these down. So let's go like this. Let's bring in some disputes. Duress is pretty good. Shark Typhoon isn't bad. I don't like Omen, and I don't like Glass Casket against this version. Glass Casket is fine against like Azorius Yorion, but it's pretty ineffective here. It's only good against Shark, so if they bring in a lot of Sharks, sometimes it can be a problem, but not the biggest of deals. So gotta cut 4 more cards. 1 Birth. I usually go down to, I almost never go down below 2 Berthamolitis. Even in matchups where it's not great, it's still fine. Elspeth's Nightmare, I guess, is not great here. Yeah, I think this seems fine. Could think about a Cling for ECD. Plus, if there is a lot of hand disruption, one of these is not too bad. Pretty tough for that card to be bad since it just replaces itself. But what to cut now? Definitely like all my Skyclaves. I could see Charming Prince, but no, that seems fine. It almost just seems like it should be Cling, but I mean, no, because Dance of the Mounts is a real card too, so I think Cling could be quite good. But I am going to cut one of our Dance. There's so many exile effects here that your Dance of the Mounts never gets insane. Like it does in some matchups, you know, aggressive matchups where your Doom Foretold's always work, stuff like that. All right, game number 2, Droppin Baums fans. All right. Yeah, this hand seems perfectly reasonable. These cards are just so good. That's the one that people missed, didn't really put in these lists, and it's been unbelievable for me. Shark Typhoon. This is another card. It's tough for it to be bad, but I just want to make sure I curve into something I can cast here, because I want to go Prophecy into Prophecy. Don't care about the old Charmed Prince here. All right. Top. Ooh, Prophecy. Yorion. Kind of thinking bottom at least this. Yorion is not terrible. It's definitely not terrible. Because this second Prophecy can name Yorion, which is quite good. But we're not really curving into... Well, no, we can curve into Skyclave with this. All right, yeah, this is perfect then. Yeah, because next turn, you just got to really plan out what you're going to name to set these turns up, because you just get so paid off for curving out correctly here. I think it has to be Dispute. Okay, let's name Skyclave Apparition. And let's do some more scrying. Not bad, but I do want to land so I can curve into Yorion. But we are going to draw a bunch of cards with this, so we'll keep this card. And keep it, and then say go. Beatdowns. Is Doom going to be foretold? Nope. Okay. Now let's go with... I mean, do we just name Yorion or do we name ECD? I think we name ECD. Seems safer. Okay, we'll get our second white source. Cast Skyclave. We gotta hit Charming Prince here to stop that loop. And we might miss on the 5th land, which is a bummer. But we do have plenty of card draw here, so not too worried about it. Okay. So, not bad at all, because we get to discard, or get rid of the one that was just about to go away. The last saga on that really doesn't matter too much. Yeah, so we missed. This would have been great to ECD here, draw 2 cards, but what can you do? So I think instead, we're just going to first get in there. And just draw a bunch of cards here. Or we get a Doom Foretold down. Yeah, actually, that seems better. Don't want another Yorion, but Doom Foretold seems fine. Okay. Sweet, sweet. They're in trouble. They're in trouble. We are the Yorion Kings here for now. Okay, our Doom is gone, I imagine. Okay. And a white source, and the beatdowns. Yeah, whenever the ECD comes, just ECD it. You know, that is just what you have to do, or you're in a lot of trouble. Okay. I can go for the land to get this, but Yorion is just too safe right now. Get that Ashiok out of there! Ashiok's an interesting one. I don't know if it's necessarily good, but that is one I didn't really consider. But that might be worth a second chance. Oh, I had fun. Thank you. All right, everyone, that does it for round number 1. We'll be right back with round number 2. All right, and welcome to round number 2 here with Esper Doom Foretold. Opponent's going first on a mulligan, not a Yorion deck, and we have a heater of a hand. Oh, yeah, I'm in. I'm in. Come on, just be a matchup where Elspeth's Nightmare is good. That's all I ever asked for. Okay, so let's start with this because we do have the Plains and the Mirius Call. Okay, pretty hard to turn down a Doom Foretold here, so we won't. Now, let's see what they play here. But it's almost might be correct to just play Temple, depending on what they get. Nah, casketing those is quite strong, so I think we can just do that right away. Get that card out of here. Now we'll be pretty stuck in just casting Golden Egg next turn. Not a great turn, but not the biggest of deals. I think we just put Shark on the bottom, or discard Shark. It's a card that's not insane in this deck, but you kind of need it up against control decks. So we got an egg. And we got a temple. Yeah, I mean, I think we can keep this. Don't mind a land in these situations. Beatdowns. Village Rights, okay. I can't imagine we're going to have a tough matchup against Mono Black. This is usually, historically, a pretty strong matchup for us. Well, I mean, we just put them in the Abyss for Doom Foretold here, I would think. Although they probably want this to die. But still, we're going to Doom. Doom! Are they thinking about Village Rightsing here to just give me the Doom? Okay. Oh, ooh, that's spicy. That's spicy. Okay. We don't have an answer for this right now, so this could be a little troublesome. Okay. We can Yorion blink the Glass Casket to get rid of it, though. Not too big of a concern. Alright, get rid of this egg. Yeah, I mean, we're really not doing anything else. We really don't have another great play, so I think we should just guarantee this. We'll probably cycle a Shark Typhoon and be on our way. Alright, Doom! Okay. I will take 5. Ouchies. Okay. Iara. Not too scared. Not too scared. Okay, I think we probably just want to take another hit for 5 here. Could play Yorion Blink, but yeah, that doesn't seem great right now. I'd rather just Apparition both of these. Actually, okay, well, we can Elspeth's Nightmare that one. So, let's Apparition the Scorpion. Elspeth's Nightmare, Iara. Take another hit. And then we'll lock it down from there. Using our life total as a resource here, essentially. Okay. Okay. Get your token, which we will get to kill. Ooh, Gary. Okay, well, definitely have to deal with that. So, let's start with a Scry. I mean, this will hit Gary. Yeah, I guess that's not bad. Beatdowns. Yeah, they should block here because Yorion just gets to... Elspeth's Nightmare can clean this up. Yeah. Do a little bit more scrying. Casket this. Scry. I think it is going to be important to kill Gary here and then hit this Shade just so they can't win with another one. So we'll go like this. Bang. And you go. Land Gary, putting us to 3. I guess Gary, I always say Gary for Grey Merchant. You're probably thinking, what am I talking about? But trying to play around that is always quite important. Definitely block, just absorbing as much as possible. Okay. Let's choose Elspeth's Nightmare. And we'll do the fan favorite. Cast it. Might be better to just cycle it there, but I think either one is a pretty game-winning play. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, they kind of had to do it there. They got their graveyard exiled. We're still gonna cast it, but it's not insane. Or doesn't have a target, of course, but still worth it. We get a shark, we get to draw 2 cards. Now let's do this. We're kind of playing with our food at this point. They're in trouble. Treacherous Blessing. I actually just don't even want to risk that. Okay. And Apparition this. Your go. No big deal. I love this deck so much. So powerful. Okay. Alright, another Mauling. What are they top decking? Rebirth, so we should kill that right meow. Okay. 5, 6, 7. Okay, it's already lethal, and they have nothing on top. GG. G. Yeah, I can't imagine this is going to be a tough matchup for us. Mono Black just doesn't really have the tools. But, you know, we won't counter chickens yet. Okay, exile stuff. Omen's pretty good. Cling seems pretty decent. Yeah. Don't really want sharks. Shatters could be okay. Don't really want... Yeah, like I said, no sharks. Blessing seems awesome. Elspeth's Nightmare seems pretty good. Well, I mean, I gotta cut some of this stuff. Dream Trawler seems great. ECD seems like it has enough targets to be good. We can probably get away with still having 3. Maybe we just don't need Treacherous Blessing. Maybe just 1 is fine. Definitely want all our 2-drops, basically. Could get rid of Golden Egg. That's our worst one. Yeah, okay. Let's run it. Game number 2, undefeated on this week's Droppin Bombs, and honestly, rightfully so. This deck I've been playing a ton of. I think it's insanely good. I think it's really good against other Yorion decks. It's just everything I want to be doing right now. All right, I think we can keep. A little slow, but Omen of the Sun and Shatter do some work. And then dance for the payoff at the end. We can dance if we want to. We can leave GBF behind. Because if GBF don't dance, and if he don't dance, well, he's no friend of mine. I'll see myself out. I'll see myself out. Scorpion. Yeah, Scorpion lost a lot of value too when everything exiles. Speaking of, we'll keep that. That card's insane. Okay. Village Rites, take 2. Scorpion Party. Okay. Omen of the Sea. I think I'm okay with that. We're not going to cast it for a while since we have so much good stuff to cast, but still not bad. The beatdowns. Luris, eh? Well, can't be allowing that. Can't be allowing a Luris. We'll be taking that. No Luris for you. Gonna be a nice 3-3 when they kill this. Mono Black kills this kind of stuff a lot. What could they have? Regardless, I don't... Call the Death Dwellers is a card they could have, and I don't want them to be able to get that value. Okay. Alright, let's go like this and just say go. Nope, don't need that. In the market of lands. No attacks. Yeah, this really smells like a Call of the Death Dwellers. Definitely don't want this to die. Guess I could just block here. I mean, I don't want to take this forever, so yeah, we're gonna block this time. We'll give him a decent turn. Okay. Death Touch, Menace. Omen. Okay, probably just put Yorion into hand, play Omen of the Sea. Well, let's play this first. Maybe we want to do something else. Dream, Trawler, and Land. Okay, we'll keep those. That sounds good. Alright, your go. Now we just have Haymaker after Haymaker. These dances aren't that great yet. Okay, well. And Death Touch. I think we'll go like this. And double block the Menace. Okay. They're nickel and diming us. We're already down to 11. Okay. It's quite good. Okay, I think it's just Yorion. Probably even just Chump Block and Shatter next turn. We just want this to die first. So yeah, let's go like this. I guess we can blink this. Yeah, might as well. Illusion for you. Get rid of this one. God, Yorion's good. Glass Casket for the demon? Yeah, that seems insane. Fine with me, then we don't really need to Wrath. I'll still probably jump here, though. Conserve our life total. They just can never win. They just, unfortunately, this mono black deck trying to inch across the finish line slowly but surely just is not very good against Yorion. That just snowballs out of control. Or Dream Trawler, realistically. Okay, that's pretty scary. Alright, let's go like this. Go like this. And go like this. Okay. Yeah, I shouldn't say never, because they do have us quite low here. Let's see. Just Dream Trawler's pretty weak because we, would have to just chump block this. I think it begins with having to do this. Okay. Just Prophecy? I'm also considering just sacking Omen of the Sun to dance it back. To get out of range here, but that's not a very good play either. Let's just play a Prophecy. Maybe just scry for a Yorion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't really need a land, so we're going to bottom these. And say go. We kind of deserve to lose after just saying we can't possibly lose to this deck. That's only fitting. That justice should be served on that, so we'll see. The beatdowns, I'll block. Okay. No problem there. Okay, could just name Elspeth's Nightmare and just play Dream Trawler this turn. That seems perfectly fine. Alright. Caca. Now, even if they have a removal spell, attack us to 3, then we're going to gain enough life that we'll be out of range that it should be fine here. Grey Merchant doesn't quite do it as well. And the cute thing with Dream Trawler is you can discard enchantments to dance back. Kind of the reason why I'm kind of in the market of either adding a third Dream Trawler or a third Yorion in response to one of these dances. Because they can be slightly awkward, but most of the time they're just really, really good. So, all right, 2-0 on Droppin Baums this week with Esper Doom. Let's try to get that 3-0. We'll see you next round. All right, welcome to round number 3 here with Esper Doom. On the play here, we gotta love that. Up against a pretty high-ranked player, so this should be a nice opponent for our final match. I would love to go first. And another great hand, I'll keep. Okay, so we're going to almost assuredly start with Omen, but might as well go with Plains to start, since it's the only one that isn't a double face land to give us a little bit more options. You almost always play the basics first, as long as it's not going to, you know, let's say you don't want to play a second island when you have Skyclave, and stuff like that. But for the most part, you start with basics so you can make your choice. A blue or red land, huh? What do we got? Grixis control. Interesting. If that's what it is. Okay. Dance and Doom, eh? Kind of want the Doom. Dance is a little slow. We will just Omen again. Just in case we get a temple. And honestly, I think I'm just okay with both of these. Maybe we don't need this land, to be honest. Yeah, so let's go like this. Now, if we see another land, we might keep it, but a temple... I don't want a temple, actually. Yeah, so we'll bottom that one. And hopefully play some Doom next turn. 2 glass caskets. Looks like they might not be great here. And if they just leave open counter magic mana, we probably wouldn't want to. But since they did that, we will gladly play Doom Foretold. The Doom will be foretold. Doom! I just love this card. It's so powerful. So very powerful. Okay. And drew a card, so they clearly don't have too much going on. Alright, I will sack this. We don't necessarily either. Prophecy, that's not bad. But not super needed. It's probably good enough, actually. Alright, and we're just gonna cycle a shark this turn. Could have played some that turn, just didn't really, you know, have anything worth value to play. A deck with spot removal, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of a matchup against that. Okay. 5 mana, huh? Could easily be just like a Shark Typhoon from them. A shark. Okay. Now, might just want to have a nice value turn next turn. We'll start by attacking. If they go a shark, we have the glass casket. Okay. No problem. Bang. Okay, we'll start with an egg. Okay, and prophecy. Oh, the value. Yeah, like if you counter that, you know, it just feels kind of bad when I just slam a Dream Trawler the next turn and you don't have an answer for it. Okay. But still a good counter if they got plenty of them. Amiria's Call. We're just getting close to casting that, so I think that's decently reasonable here. Plus, we might just play it as a land. So we'll keep that one. Very versatile card there. Thinking about adding a fourth of that. That card is just very powerful. Okay. If they're just playing something like Bone Crusher, I am not scared. Believe it or not. Not too afraid. Ashiok. A little bit better, but still not afraid. Okay. And I could just drop Dream Trawler here. I guess they could have Extinction Event, and that kind of punishes me. So not really worth it. ECD's got to be just great against them. Oh, we'll just play this. ECD. And now I believe we don't have anything to bring back, but that just means next turn we jam Dream Trawler almost assuredly. Extinction Event does mess with us a little bit there. Ooh. So I could just discard Dream Trawler. I kind of think that's just as good, if not better. All right. Dreamy T coming back with ECD. Okay. How about this plus Doom? Sure. They're in a lot of trouble. Doom! They'll be able to Croxa, but not a big deal at all. We have a casket, we can blink this, you know, just the world's our oyster, basically. Croxa is a card that doesn't line up too well with these Yorion decks that are popping up. Blue-white, green-white, Bant, you know, Esper. All of them are quite good against the card Croxa these days. Just because Skyclave Apparition and Glass Casket are kind of staples. Okay. Get rid of the Prophecy. Okay. Yeah, and Doom Foretold. Doom Foretold is just also so good against him. +1/+1 counter. Glass Casket. Slap down a Doom Foretold. Why not? Okay. We are vulnerable to this dying to a spot removal spell before Doom goes off, but whatever. So if they have a spot removal, they should kill Dream Trawler right now. Nope. Okay, we can discard to it now. But they got a nice Extinction Event on evens here. Okay. It's a good Grixis kind of control deck here. This Grixis value deck. They did. All right, so far we haven't lost a game. Now I really just want to win this next game to just lock up the undefeated. All right, so let's bring that in. ECD seems okay. Some disputes could be okay, but I don't want to go crazy on that kind of stuff. Sharks I don't think are very needed. Elspeth's Nightmare seems quite bad. Maybe that should just be a sideboard card. I've been signing that card out a lot lately. Omen of the Sun is actually pretty good against Kroxa. Or at least it's passable. It's really good against traditional Rakdos. This is not that. So I don't think we need it. They are going to have some counter spells. So Disputes to be able to force some stuff through seems perfectly fine. Elspeth Conquers Death is also a consideration here. Yeah, let's do one for the casket. Yeah, let's try something like this. Shark Typhoon normally against control you want, but this is a little bit different of a control deck, it seems. You know, a lot more to the battlefield, plus Kroxa, I want to maximize my removal spells. Most of the time when you bring in Shark Typhoon, you're like almost always taking out Glass Caskets, you know, Omen of the Suns, Apparitions if it's like true control. But here you want to leave some of that stuff in, so I think Shark can go. We'll reevaluate on that one and see how this game plays out. Because it's still just a good card. A natural 2-for-1 to removal, but it's not like this is the best Shark Typhoon deck ever, like, you know, Team of Reclamation was, for instance. Yeah, this hand seems fine. Okay, turn 1 Duress here is going to be pretty sweet if I want to. I don't see why not. Could go with Birth first. And Duress on like turn 3. Yeah, I guess there's no point in hustling out Duress. I will keep this though. Atone. Well, Duress would have been great there. That's a little unfortunate. Yeah, that wasn't great. Yeah, I really regret not dressing now. Tome I should have been aware of. You know, it's not the hardest thing to deal with our deck. We have a lot of answers to it, but still they're gonna get at least 2 cards out of it and maybe more. That's not what we wanted to draw. All right, we'll start with the Duress. Well, I think we got to get Negate out of there for our card. And I think we almost have to play Casket here just as something to sack, because Birth is going to go away. Birth doesn't line up with Doom Foretold as well as Prophecy. So if you want to sack Birth before the bad mode, the gain 3, you got to play this on turn 3 right before you Doom. Which, you know, most of the time it is reasonable as well. Yep, I like that. Seeing if they have a counter spell. If not, drop this. We're happy with that because we just want our Doom to resolve. Ooh, that's a great one. That is a great one. We're going to get Doom going first because we got to control these stupid cards, but... Okay. Which one are they getting rid of? That makes sense. They just have so many cards. Tome is a really good card. We actually have quite the powerful tools against it, but in matchups where it just gets to run away, it is a terrifying magic card. All right, we'll get rid of this Glass Casket. Well, this kind of sucks because I'm basically figuring that this is going to get countered, but we're going to go for it. Wish we had a blue source. Yep. And we don't need another white mana, so we'll go like this. At least we got rid of the tomes. We didn't get, you know, the full value of actually activating the Doom Foretold to get a creature and whatnot, but getting rid of 2 tomes is still perfectly fine. Those tomes still, the interaction was not positive for us because they drew so many cards off it, but what can you do? We're so far away from casting Dream Trawler here. Okay. Guess we go for it. But I don't feel in a great spot right now. No, that helps. Okay. Not the land we wanted, of course. Spike Field Hazard. Not too good against us. Lame. Well, we're pretty close to casting that. But man, we're not going to do anything this turn. Or we just cast a empty ECD. That is not good. Alright, well, that's not ideal. I guess I should have attacked first if they have like a shark. Just draws 4 cards over the course of the game. No big deal. No big deal or anything. I think we're going to take out our glass caskets. They clearly went full control mode and probably even took out Grixis. Just kidding. Okay, well, I'm going to discard Dream Trawler with the hopes of maybe bringing it back. Still looking for a blue source. Omen into Yorion would be sweet. That's not bad. Definitely going to go for this. Get that out of there. Now the question is, do we play a land? I don't think we really need to. And we actually might want to cast it, but likely to just discard it. If that Grixis comes back. We do have the Yorion Blink to deal with Grixis here, but if they have Grixis plus removal, it gets a little scary. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, we'll get rid of a Mirius Call. I swear we're not Orzhov Doom Foretold with this list. I swear. Okay. Oh, a little punished for getting rid of the land. I think it's safer to go like this, to be honest. Because I pretty much have to let this resolve. Otherwise, I could just go land Yorion. They don't know I don't have a land. Beat downs. Alright. Just in a waiting for a blue waiting room here. Is that their 4th tome? Yeah. Alright, we want to win this game to get the old skunk on Versus Live. The 3-0-6-0. Doesn't happen often, but it's satisfying when it does. That's for sure. Okay. Still 5 cards. Can go up to 6. Scribe to the top. I'm scared. Okay. It's pretty good. All right. Let's get rid of this. Not the worst, though. We do have the ECD that they don't know about, actually. Get that Shark Typhoon out of here. No, we'll definitely attack with this. I do not want to give away my apparition, though. So yeah, ECD does still have that Dream Trawler that we discarded so long ago because, well, we weren't anywhere near casting it back then, and nothing has changed on that front. Two cards. Okay.
I wonder if you, my kin, are delightfully friendly.
Delightfully friendly. Okay, so they can still cast like a neutralize or something like that. Which is scary. I mean, Yorion is just insane here, but they have to have the answer. Yeah, I gotta go for it. Okay, they can still have dispute, though. Yes! Oh my god. Wow, I'm super shocked at that. Okay. So, we can play a land then. And we do not want that. Not bringing back Dream Trawler next turn, but Ashiok could have prevented that anyways. So... we have exiled 4 tomes, and they have played all of them. Or they have played 4 tomes, and we have exiled all of them. That's a weird way of saying that. Alright. That's a nice odd. Okay. Okay, did not want to draw that. The cling would have been really nice. That's that one would have been really sweet. Okay. Okay, I think just Doom Foretold. Doom, doom, doom. We haven't seen any, like, card advantage spell from them. That's what they seem to be lacking so far. So our Dream Trawler isn't going to be the catch-all here because we have seen Extinction Event. Okay, pretty good. The beatdowns. Maybe do I not block so that I can try to attack back? I mean, they're at a lower life total. Yeah, I'll take it. Might be an oversight, or they just still have plenty of other stuff to play. Alright, we'll Dream Trawler. +1/+1 counter. The beatdowns. And now, let's just play Yorion. It's an odd creature, so, you know, Extinction Event doesn't get both of them. But just for the bird value here. Okay. A little unfortunate, but didn't have the land anyways. Alright. Pretty scary, though, if they do have Extinction Event into Kroxa. I'll have to discard ECD and just play Apparition on it and hope for the best. Yep. Wrath the whole board. Here comes Kroxa to play. And now if they counter this, we're in a lot of trouble. But if they don't, then we're still ahead. Because this Kroxa will be gone for good. So please no neutralize or anything. ECD to the yard. Let's play this to avoid dispute. Play this first. Lame. Kind of had it all. Alright, so you go. Now we're in a rough spot. In a game that looked so good for us a second ago. Alright, is that all our Yorions? Because then I will definitely try to gain life with this egg. Nope, there is one more left, so I think it's worth it to keep it. That is a fast clock, though. Yeah, I mean, just so I don't die absolutely next turn, I think it's worth it. Oh my god! Oh my god. Okay. Well, we're just gonna do this for 6. Hopefully I don't have the counter spell. 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, a 6. Oh, come on. This would be the perfect way to end this week's Droppin Bombs. Just an outrageous Dance of the Mant. I mean, if you have a counter spell, you just snap counter this, right? Like... Or we're getting trolled, one of the two. Okay. Oh, baby. They're dead. Wow, they had lethal set up and everything. I like cycling it first, though. That makes sense. Okay. I'll take one. Doom! We do lose our 4/4 Dooms, but that is A-okay. Oh, that wasn't fair. That wasn't fair. We are so lucky. Better lucky than good, but sometimes when you can mix the both, I think we played that game pretty well. But you know, our opponent also played pretty well. So really intense game there. Gotta love the dance off the top. As the first dance we cast this whole Droppin Bombs, and of course it was the complete match dropping bomb ending card. So gotta love it, everybody. Stay tuned. Let's talk about this deck in the deck tech. See you there. All right, and welcome to the deck tech here with Esper Doom Foretold. This deck's the real deal. I have been having great success with it, moving a couple of things around here and there, and I'm starting to really hone in on what I think is going to be the ideal list moving forward. Just some big picture stuff of the deck here. I came to this deck by first playing Azorius Blink, the deck that has now picked up a ton of steam, over just the short amount of time, taking down even the CFB Pro event where LSV played it. Nassif has been playing it a ton. It's gained a lot of popularity, but I just didn't want to flip coins in the mirror, so I wanted to have some kind of edge. And the only way to do that is kind of get into this Yorion arms race where you add a bunch of counter spells and try to attack them on that front, or you have a proactive game plan that is good against them. And Doom Foretold is that proactive game plan. Being able to just control the snowball effectiveness that Yorion gets on their side of the board with just blinking a bunch of omens and eggs and stuff like that has been very good. And Medomia's A Prophecy, playing that into just naturally Doom Foretold on turn 4 where you get to draw the cards and then sacrifice it is a new interaction that you can't really do with the blue-white decks. Like, the Prophecy is just fine, but it doesn't curve into Yorion naturally unless you play it on 3, but then that's a good play as well. But you want to play your 2-drops on turn 2. And, and this is by far the best Prophecy deck, and that card is just actually better than Omen and Golden Egg if you get it to work out correctly. Sometimes it can be awkward, but sometimes you can even juke people with like naming a card so they anticipate you're going to do that, and then you just play something else because, you know, that play is so effective. And that can really get people off guard. And I've actually won games by them playing around whatever card I name and then just doing something else. So we'll talk about the individual card choices now. 2 Charming Prince. This is to go with Yorion to just be another combo piece. And just kind of have that blink effect going. We're not as good of a Yorion deck because we are Doom Foretolding our enchantments away. So, you know, the other Yorion decks are doing that stuff a little bit better, but the Doom Foretold aspect is just much better. And if you just don't have Doom Foretold, you're still playing the same game plan that other Yorion decks are. So I like just 2 of them. Normally just in straight blue-white, you want to just max out on this card because you have a lot more things to blink. Plus it's just a fine creature on turn 2. Then we got 3 Glass Caskets and 3 or 4 Skyclave Apparition, 3 Elspeth's Nightmare as our removal cards. All of them are pretty strong in their own regards, especially Skyclave Apparition. This card has just blown me away with how powerful it is. You know, the illusion aspect is not really that big of a liability when you have Glass Casket to be able to casket the illusion and then apparition something. That works really nicely when you're Yorion blinking things. Because you just blink apparition and Glass Casket, they get an illusion, they come back in, you Glass Casket the illusion, then you have an empty casket essentially, where you can keep blinking that and keep getting this value, and then you Skyclave something else to deal with that. So really cool stuff there. Then we'll get to just our value stuff here. Birth of Melitus, Prophecy, Omen of the Sea, and Golden Eggs. These are the facilitators. You really want to be playing one of them on turn 2 just about every single time, just to be able to smooth out your draws and just, you know, maintain the game plan of putting 2 things into play, then playing Doom Foretold on turn 4. Then we got our 3 drops of Omen of the Sun. This card's been getting a lot worse, especially in a world that seems to kind of be starting to fill up with Yorion. It's just becoming one of the best things. And even against the aggro decks are Embercleave decks. So it hasn't been that good lately, but having one in the mix here is completely fine. I even got another one in the sideboard for matchups where it is good, you know, mono green, mono red. It's not so bad. Then 2 Treacherous Blessings. This card is exactly that. Pretty treacherous at times. So I don't want to overload on that card, even though there's sometimes when it's the best card and the card you want to draw. But other times, if you draw 2 of that card, you're likely not casting it. Casting it on turn 3 is usually a little too scary against aggro. Fine against other Yorion decks, but can still be a problem. Then our 4 drops, I've talked about Doom Foretold. We have our Mauling, just a solid land. I wanted more black sources. Might as well have something that's a removal spell as well. Then we got Elspeth Conquers Death and Yorion in the 5-drop slot. Elspeth Conquers Death is becoming better and better the more Yorion decks that come out there, just because when an opponent plays an ECD, you better be ECDing their ECD, otherwise they can Yorion blink it and just things get out of hand. So I'm getting close to putting that 4th one in the main, depending on how much Yorion I expect. And then I'm also considering adding a 3rd Yorion to the main as well, in response to cutting a Shark Typhoon. That's the card that's just been okay for me. Nothing too exciting, but Yorion, of course, is just unbelievable. Then our top end here, we have the Shark Typhoons, which is just very necessary against other control decks. Other Yorion decks that have counter spells, you want to have this kind of you know, another plan essentially. Plus bringing it back with Dance of the Mance is pretty effective as well. I cycle that card pretty aggressively, and it's not the best card, to be honest. So that one I could consider cutting, and I probably will cut the 1 Shark Typhoon for just another Yorion. I mean, that's what this deck's all about. The card's just so powerful. Then we got 2 Dream Trawlers, just a very good card. Some decks are just completely cold to it. Red, black, mono green, you know, even adventure decks if they're not really far ahead. Anything with spot removal, you know, we saw it be decent to not that great against our last opponent just because they had Extinction Event, but that's one of the few answers that people actually have for it. Then we got 3 Dance of the Mans as our big over-the-top effect. For any kind of matchup where you're going long. I know I've said Yorion probably 1,000 times, but up against other Yorion decks, when you're just trading resources like that, if you ever just get to dance and put in like 2 Doom Foretold or something, the game just ends on the spot. Even if you just dance for the Mans on turn 6, bring back 2 Doom Foretolds and like a Birth of Melidus. That's usually enough to just end the game. So a really valuable card that scales quite well as well. And then Amiria's Call, instead of Plains, might as well have the chance to cast some Angels here. And then we'll go to the sideboard here. 1 Cling to Dust for any Rogues / Rakdos decks. Anything where exiling matters or they mill you, so you get a free card out of it. 2 Duresses against Control. Pretty effective there. 1 more Glass Casket, Omen, and Shatters against aggressive decks. 4 Disputes against Yorion Mirrors, Control as well. Elspeth Conquers Death as well for, just anything big. That one's pretty self-explanatory. And then Shark Typhoon as well for solid control decks there. So the one change I would make, change a Shark Typhoon to a Yorion, and then just go have some fun blinking and foretelling a bunch of doom. And one last thing before we go, one of the funnest things with the prophecy is to name Doom Foretold, so then you're literally foretelling doom. Nice, right? I want to thank you so much for watching this week's Droppin Bombs, and we'll see you next week for more standard action. Peace.